it looks like we might be going into this next set. Speaking of MDVA, PG Zain coming out of that wild region.
Yeah, he at this point
one of the best in the overall Melee business right now.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild that Zain has ascended the way he has over the past few years. I mean, we always talk about it, but it's legitimately crazy to think about because of how many other players have, you know, natural talent for the game. They grind so much, but they're not, you know, top 5, top 6 in the world like Zain is. And this man's been playing since like 2015. That's actually ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. You have to be a certain kind of person, certain kind of player to. You have to approach the game in a certain kind of way. I'm actually learning how. I feel like it's making more and more sense how we kind of limit ourselves. You know.
Right.
Our own perception of like who we are as a player or what we're capable of, like it can make a big difference. Like what you're prepared to, what you're shooting for, all that sort of thing.
Right.
And I don't know, when I hear people talk about Zain, most of what I hear is just that like he's not holding himself back, and he's not, you know what I mean? He's kind of really well calibrated with like where he is, what he needs to learn kind of thing. He's like very disciplined, not lazy at all.
Right.
Kind of working on the right things in the right way.
Yeah, he has.
And that's super cool.
He has a really good mindset for improving, which is not an easy thing to have at all.
No, it's not. I feel like if we could weaponize that, we got a
couple things
you know
to
what
work
I'm saying?
on here.
I feel like we gotta find a way to sell this stuff, bottle it up.
For sure. Essence of Zain.
Yeah, make.
Ooh, that's bad. Yep. Oof.
Huh.
That hurts.
I'm wondering if Zain, from that very start of grabbing the ledge, like knew that he knew the whole sequence. He probably did.
Yeah.
There was the 4B and then another one, and then the down air to finish it off. Right? Not going for an up B. I bet he had a whole formula.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's pretty much got edge guarding spaces down to a science at this point.
Whoa, is that power shield into up tilt?
Yep. Really
does he do that a lot?
He does.
He does do that a lot?
Yeah.
You guys know that if you power shield a move, you can drop shield like right away?
Yeah, you don't have to wait for the shields to come down. So it's like a parry from third strike. It's really cool. Or from ultimate, I guess. That's a more relevant
Looked like you went for it
here.
right there, too. Yeah, I guess it is.
But yeah, it's definitely a super useful technique. DOH was super good at it, just doing it into down smash with Peach. It's really interesting how like...
Yeah, he's going for it a bunch.
Oh wow. Actually misses that there. But yeah, there'll be certain players who, you know, they might not be the best player, but they have one specific skill that they're really, really good at. And it's just interesting to me how like they could do that one thing better than, you know, any number of top players.
Totally.
But they're still not a top player themselves.
I think that's super interesting too.
It's just wild.
I think it's super interesting because, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but like because of the fine line between that and Blur. Where it's like Dunk really cares about fadebacks and he has gotten really good at it, and you have to commend that.
Right.
You know? But then at a certain point, if you suck, you can't just think about fadebacks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can, but...
Right. No, I see what you're saying. You definitely, there's more to it.
Yeah, and I want to find out how to give the right advice. Where it's like sometimes people are better. You know what I mean? It's like even BenSW, Atrioc. Like what are they super good at that they should develop? Because sometimes your skill, the thing that you're really good at, can take you farther than following the cookie cutter path or whatever. You know, like copying people.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, it sounds like Asin really carved his own path too. And I mean, I copied his stuff versus Chu, right? Him going Blue Falcon and like just platform camping and 4Bing. Like I stole that.
Yeah.
So Asin came up with things, not even with his own character.
Yeah.
That I couldn't come up with. I was just like, ice climbers are dumb.
For sure. Okay. Good stuff. Honestly, Signdog Gemini doing pretty well in general. Just these edge guard situations. I mean, that's the matchup in a nutshell, right? But on stage, it's looking like pretty back and forth, pretty even, and then he gets off stage and he's probably dead. Like so.
Yeah. Yeah, he's shaking his head, like probably realizing, like, man, that this is the difference.
Yep. Yeah, and it's kind of frustrating when you feel like you can compete with the top player, but there's something just holding you back.
It's very frustrating. Yes. But, like, that's the game, man.
True.
Sometimes that's exactly... Ugh.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it boils down to.
It's just like this game is all about taking stocks.
Right.
There are 4 stocks. Like, that's how the game's decided. There's nothing else.
And the exclamation point.
Yeah,
with the down
mirror
air.
finish from game 1.
Yep.
Knock him off stage, little baby tap of the 4B, and then
Right.
then down air.
Mm-hmm.
That was a quick 2-0. Zain is sick.
Yep, great stuff from Zain. He'll be moving on in winner's bracket. Gemini, not a bad showing at all. Definitely looking like a solid Falco. We'll see what Gemini can do in losers as well.
I like Zain, man. I'm excited to see Zain and Wizzy this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's always a classic.
You know, there's a bunch of good players here, but I want to see what they can make happen.
For sure. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break before we get back into some Melee singles action, so don't go away.
See you
back
in
in
a
a
sec.
sec.